So I'm really struggling with this one because, well, I'm on YouTube and, well, I look at this and I know I want to play some of this for you because the body language, all the rest of it, I mean, he's been interviewed, Elon Musk, by Larry Fink, the head puppet for BlackRock, yeah? And when you look into the history of BlackRock, what you see about his encouragement of many things, not least of which is buying up property. Because remember, under Agenda 21, you'll own bloody nothing, and you better be happy, yeah? I mean, ultimately, the insanity on steroids that I'm seeing that's going on of the implementation of what people were warning decades ago about, and it's just rolling in. It really is. And while to some apparently Elon Musk is a villain, well, for example, just now people like Keir Starmer, all the rest of it, blah blah blah. But Elon wants a transformational change. He's another one like this guy that wants transformational change. And I listen to this, and nowhere am I hearing, initially anyway, about humanity. No, it's about life and consciousness. Consciousness. Yeah. Let me play you some of this.
I want to get into the dirt, the meaningful component about technology.
And the hands, come on, as above, so below. But anyway.
Technology, the possibilities. I want to talk about AI and robotics, energy, space, and the progress ultimately coming down to engineering discipline, scale, execution. And few people, if not anyone, has the experience and the fortitude to confront these issues head on. Not just the ideas, but the execution across so many different technologies, Elon. And that's why I thought it was important for us to have this dialogue here in Davos. So you're presently building on AI, on robotics, on space, on energy, all at the same time. When you look across those efforts,
I mean, honestly, when you look at sci-fi, people were groomed for decades of people like Elon Musk suddenly becoming a thing. Yeah, for decades, honestly. When you look back and reflect, these visionaries, yeah. But they're all fronts. Truly, they are. If they exist, if they're allowed to exist, it's because it's about a direction of travel. Be assured of that. He can, just if you believe anything that Elon Musk is apparently awake to, for argument's sake, the Illuminati, the whatever, right? Are you honestly naive enough to think that he's just got really good security? Oh, anyway, let's continue.
what do they have in common from an engineering standpoint?
Well, they're all very difficult technology challenges, but the overall goal of my companies is to maximize the future of civilization, like basically
The future of civilization.
maximize the probability that civilization has a great future.
That civilization has a great future.
And to expand consciousness beyond it.
Expand consciousness. He's ball deep in the new age. He's another one. Absolutely.
Earth. So, if you take SpaceX, for example, that's...
No, that needs to be played again without me interrupting.
And to expand consciousness beyond Earth. So, if you take SpaceX, for example, that's... SpaceX is about advancing rocket technology to the point where we can extend life and consciousness beyond Earth.
Life and consciousness. Not humanity.
To the moon, to Mars, eventually to other star systems.
I mean, take that step back. Ultimately, they want to replace all of us. Anything flesh and blood by AI. We are to be consumed as they ascend into their godhood. I mean, when you read enough books, holy shit. And I would to this day say that I have not read enough books, but when you read just enough books, then you're like, oh, wait a minute here. There is a running theme. Seriously.
And I think we should always view consciousness.
No. What about humanity? We should always view consciousness.
Life as we know it as
life as we know it. So consciousness, life as we know it.
Precarious and delicate.
Yeah, because of you bastards.
Because to the best of our knowledge, we don't know of life anywhere else. You know, I'm often asked, are there aliens among us? And I'll say that I am one, but...
Or you're from the future.
Well, I mean, that's quite the statement, but even if, he believes he's not the same as everybody else at all, that he is something completely alien to humanity, and he's here to change it. I mean, as that puppet's there to change it. I mean, honestly, these people are not making our lives better. No fucking way are they doing this. Seriously.
They don't believe me.
Okay.
But I think if anyone would know if there are aliens among us, it would be me.
That's a pretty arrogant statement, but
And we have 9,000 satellites up there, and not once have we had to maneuver around an alien spaceship. So I'm like, I don't know. Bottom line is, I think we need to assume that life and consciousness is extremely
life and consciousness
rare, and it might only be us. And if that's the case, then we need to do everything possible to ensure that the light of consciousness,
the light of consciousness, the Illuminati torch, the torch of illumination,
is not extinguished, because we're effectively, the way I view it is, imagine.
There is obviously some biblical aspects to this, and the storming of the heavens, but not through flesh and blood.
In my mind is about...
In your mind, yeah, that's interesting.
Tiny candle in a vast darkness, tiny candle of consciousness that could easily go out. And that's why it's important to make life multiplanetary, such that if there is a natural disaster or a man-made disaster on Earth, that consciousness continues.
Consciousness continues. At no stage he's talking about humanity, flesh and blood, us, like lots of humans reaching the stars. You know what you've been shown in some aspects of Star Trek? No. It's almost like, software, the uploading to elsewhere of software, that we will be just software. Consciousness. Seriously. Honestly, they really are an interconnected death cult. Absolutely, they are. And if you believe anything about this guy, he's worth, 400 billion, 500 billion? I mean, what? I mean, this puppet here is in charge of a company, arguably behind the scenes, controlling trillions,
That's the purpose of SpaceX. Tesla is obviously about sustainable technology and...
sustainable technology. How long do you think the resources limited they are in the Earth? Yeah. If your solution to travel is putting hundreds of kilos of batteries into every single vehicle, how long do you think that, this crap about sustainability is just on levels beyond belief? Seriously. And you look at the Nikola Tesla, who had created, what was it, Wardenclyffe, which was a tower using Earth's magnetic poles, etc. And of course, even, what was it, in the story by Ayn Rand, Atlas Shrugged, the motor, yeah. And then you listen to this.
And also, at this point, we've sort of added to our mission sustainable abundance.
Sustainable abundance. Sustainable abundance.
So, with robotics and AI,
Because remember, if he's not, this fucker has done more damage to the planet than few others as regards digging of rare earth minerals, right? And he's about to go on to say, he reckons at some stage there'll be as many robots as there are people. Can you imagine the resources needed for that? And this fucker's talking about sustainable abundance. The fuckery on steroids.
This is really the path to
The path, what, to enlightenment?
abundance for all.
Abundance for all. Look. Have you ever noticed the motivations of the very wealthy? Is that they get to a place in life where they can afford things that most people can't. Do you honestly think they'd feel the same way if everybody was doing as well? Really? Historically, how the fuck has that gone? Seriously.
If you say, people often talk about solving global poverty, or essentially, how do we give everyone a very high standard of living? I think the only way to do this is AI and robotics.
AI and robotics. AI and robotics. And what I would argue is truly meaning is, well, if they're lucky, they could be in a cube somewhere or a fucking pod somewhere, wired into whatever, and experience a life through, AI and illusion, as opposed to, well, how they'll be living their lives. Yeah, seriously. Oh, I get it. I'm in no way doing this justice at all, but it's the fucking gravity of it. Honestly, the complexity and the shamelessness. Yeah.
Which doesn't mean that it is without its issues. I mean, we need to be very careful with AI.
Very careful with AI. Oh, dear.
Need to be very careful with robotics.
I mean, remember, while we're being told that AI is the solution to everything, I mean, call me naive here, but in no way have I done vast research into just the amounts of land needed, the apparent amount of RAM, all the rest of it, although I'm seeing that prices of RAM are going through the roof, and it's not actually by the private buyers buying it, like Joe Blogs bumping up their computer or whatever else. No, it's going to AI data centers that need vast amounts of water, land, and so many other things because of sustainable abundance. Are you seeing this? Honestly, I wonder, is it behind the scenes he's got another couple of fucking handlers, zombifying him to believe whatever pish he comes out with, mode 2, 3, 4, whatever.
We don't want to find ourselves in a James Cameron movie.
well, absolutely suggesting we go in the direction of a James Cameron movie.
Terminator. he's great movies, all those movies, but we don't want to be a Terminator, obviously. But if you have ubiquitous AI that is essentially free or close to it.
And I'll repeat, how the fuck is that ever going to happen when it's apparently costing vast amounts of resources and vast amounts of money to run? Seriously. Honestly, anybody that's believing this is utterly retarded.
And ubiquitous robotics, then you will have
Think about what you're saying. Ubiquitous robotics. Like each and every single, it's like the Body Snatchers, but with robotics. Yeah, seriously.
An explosion in the global economy, an expansion in the global economy that is truly...
Yeah, but who's paying for it? It's not the fucking robots, that's for fucking sure. Honestly, the fuckery on steroids about this, insanity, and ultimately I'd still say it's going down the line of Atlas Shrugged.
Beyond all precedent.
Elon, can that expansion be broad?
Yes.
Or is it narrow? And how can that be created? How can it broaden the global economy?
Yeah, the way to think of it is that if you have a large number of humanoid robots, the economic output is the average productivity per robot times the number of robots.
Right.
We're being replaced by the day, and the level of that, honestly, is yet to be, honestly, truly seen. Honestly, we are apparently already surplus to requirements. This is absolute. Honestly, read Atlas Shrugged, read Brave New World, read That Hideous Strength. There's many others you could recommend. I'm actually gobsmacked by some who haven't read said books and others. Honestly.
And actually, my prediction is in the benign scenario of the future.
In the benign, it's cancerous, but not too cancerous. It's benign. Don't worry about it.
That the robots will actually make so many robots and AI that they will actually saturate all human needs.
Seriously.
You won't be able to even think of something.
You won't even be able to think. You'll not be able. You need to move, not be able to do whatever, and not be able to think. Seriously, honestly, what people don't realize is we're being turned to jellyfish, and then beyond that to just nothingness. But over time, but being sold is the greatest thing, honestly. And there is no end to their madness, not in the slightest.
To ask the robot for.
Ask the robot for.
There will be such an abundance of goods and services.
Such an abundance of goods and services.
Because my prediction is that there'll be more robots than people. So.
But how do you then have human purpose in that scenario?
Yeah, I mean, nothing's perfect,
The last thing he thinks is perfect is us.
But it is a necessary.
Unnecessary.
Like you can't have both. You can't have work that has to be done, and amazing abundance for all. Because if it's work that has to be done, then you and only some people can do it. Then you can't have abundance.
Then it's narrow.
It's narrow, yeah. Exactly. So, but if you have the billions of humanoid robots, and I think there will be.
I think ultimately they're describing what we'll become. And remember that emergence of man and machine, and they've sold that for decades, and a lot of sad sacks, especially in the young team, embrace that because they feel they've been upgraded. How many of them will queue up for a chip in the head that, cost the lives of so many thousand apes, with companies like his and others to get there. There is no end to where this goes, and none of it is good. Seriously, none of it is good. Remember, sex, sex, sex. There's no mistake in any of this. Anyway, I know I could always do a better job, but how many people are even going to chat about this stuff? Anyway, your thoughts, a share or two. And hey, if you haven't subscribed, please do.